So our last session, the draft was pretty, self-explanatory, and you had mentioned you just kind of wanted to focus on gameplay. I thought that might be a bit too early, so I did ask you to send me a couple drafts. I glanced through them. I definitely thought there'd be a lot to talk about, or plenty to talk about, to really want to dig into it and put the picks on Arena as I go, so I can really see how the deck's taking shape and I felt like it'd take a lot of time in your next session, and this is kind of something I wanted to do for you no matter what. So I figure make a video of it. That way you can access it, look back through it, ask any questions about it, and I won't mention you by name or anything. I don't think there's anything to be embarrassed by, but I would like to put it on YouTube. If that's not something you want me to do, that's also fine. I consider this, like a first test run of doing it like this, I guess. But I am kind of doing this video for you, but also in the back of my mind, like it might eventually go on YouTube. All right. So your first pick, certainly agree with it. I think it's probably the best card. Like it more than Companion, which would be my second favorite. So that's what I would take, and I've got it already put in here. The first few I figured there wasn't too much to talk about. Wouldn't have much information by looking at all the cards. Super excited about this card. I love this card. Pairs well with your first pick as well. Easy pick, not too much to say. Don't want to waste too much time on these. Here's a pick that, I wouldn't make. I don't think it's a bad pick, but I prefer the Fengus Shigeki and the Kami. I just like those cards better than the Shrines. This is probably one of the better standalone Shrines where, you'd still play it even if you only had just that Shrine, but I just prefer the cards. I do think it's a good card, but I would have gone a different way. Now, just so we're clear on how I'm doing this, every pick is going to be based on what you have. It's not like I'm going to say, well, I would have had this, Tommy, and then 5 picks down. I'm trying, can't reference it like that. So it's going to be, based on what you have. I like this kunai pick, you know. I think the only other option would be the cultivation, and I'm not wild about that one unless you're gonna go like, big rampy stuff, which the shrine might play a little bit better with than a normal green white deck. But I'm absolutely fine just picking it. Now, fourth picking a kunai is not great. It's a weak pack, is what I'm trying to say. But I'm fine with your pick. This pick I don't like. And I'm big on commune. I like commune, but I mean, you've only got 4 cards selected. This is not the time to think like I have too much removal to take an arrest or something like that. I mean, we have a kunai and a touch, but like, I'm gonna pick arrest. I would also pick Tails of Master Sashiro over this commune. I like Tails in a focus green white deck a lot. I don't like it so much in your slow 5 color decks that don't always have a board presence. You need to have a board presence when you play the Tails, but I would pretty much just always pick a rest here. And if not, I would pick the Tails. So I don't know why we dove in on a commune that early over cards this good. I might have taken commune over the kunai. Likely I would have. Okay, so next pick, and here's one that you know, I think the way if you're gonna draft this shrine and you're gonna draft the commune and such, like I think you probably are supposed to take this black shrine. I don't like it much. I don't like this guy much, but he's an enchantment 2 drop that fills a role, and you can play it. I know you said that this deck was I don't know when you decided to slant it aggro. You said it was that's another thing I know. I want my draft decks to look like constructed decks. I tried to say that, and you kind of want to focus in as early as you can. This removal spell, this guy, they can kind of go in any deck. So it's not like you don't want to focus unless you took a really aggressive first or second pick or a really controlling first or second pick. You kind of can let it develop a little more. I don't know exactly when you started, but like this isn't a very aggressive card, the Shintai Shrine, and this is you know, I kind of prefer this as a card. I don't like doing the shrine thing. I don't, but at the same time, I feel like this might have been a better pick for what you have going on here. So, just want to mention that. And now from here on, I don't have to add the cards in because that was like my first thing. So this mechanic, I don't know. I think I would have taken either the guide bot or the patrol. You have this exemplar that works well with the patrol, and then I just think the guide bot's decent card. And this thing, unless you're crewing vehicles, I'm not too excited by the hot shot. That's what we picked. Now we get a commune. This is a commune I can get behind. And I said I wasn't going to go back and forth, but there is a shrine here. If you would have taken the other shrines, that's something. But this is a commune that I like to pick. Golden Tail Disciple. I like it here for you. Had you been venturing down the shrines path, maybe the land would be a better pick. But it looks like, we're fairly, you could still take that land here, to be honest, but fine if you just take the Golden Tail Disciple. And let me try to move some stuff around a little bit. Get our cards again right. I think this fits your deck fairly well. It's not a card. I mean, look, there's nothing in the pack. But it looks okay here. I'm not even going to put this in the main deck just because we probably won't end up playing it. It's a fine pick. Fine pick. Fine pick. Fine. So here, I like the pick. It's not a lot of options. There's an Oath, there's a Besagio, and then the rare, but I'm not too big into that. This is just the best card. It's not like some super aggressive card or anything, but it's a good card. And I don't feel like your deck, I mean, besides this 2/1, I mean, you can just kind of throw this thing in as an enchantment in a lot of your decks. You need a 2-drop. I don't feel like we're some kind of really aggressive deck yet, so let's keep it going. This pick I don't like. When I say I don't really like this uncommon Selfless Samurai, I mean it's a fine card. I just don't put a whole lot of value in it. But I mean, this is like a replacement common that I don't really like. And I mean, we don't even have a whole lot of reasons to need enchantment with this guy's enchantments, but he's not particularly comboing. And I mean, I'd rather have the samurai to protect the weaver than some kind of mediocre enchantment creature. I'd probably like the guide bot more than it as well. Probably the land as well. I'm just, if I have one of these, so be it. If not, whatever. But I definitely would have preferred the samurai there. Another thing, it's early in the draft, but if you don't get enough 2-drops, your deck can really suffer. If you don't get enough 3-drops, there's no such thing really. Fang of Shigeki here, I like this pick. I like it more than the land. If you're 2 colors, you don't need a lot of these lands. Where is he at? Jukai Preserver over nothing, basically. Not much to say about that pick. Good pickup, but that's Jukai training. I don't know if there's an easier way to do all this, but I do feel like eventually we're going to want to look at what cards we have to make some of these picks. Like here, this befriending all. It's a bad pack. So again, I didn't like the trainee, but the fact that you might get 2 of them, maybe that's like both of these would want to play an aggro role. And the other option would be like kind of a bad 4 drop when you have a lot of fours, so I wouldn't take that. I mean, again, this does cost 4 mana. I don't want to play it necessarily on curve. Strange. I mean, I guess I don't have a big preference here. You have 2 communes. This is something nice to find in the later game with commune. It can pop your Besaju up in the air or something. Get some big creatures. I'm fine with this pick, and as much as I say I didn't like this mechanic, I think maybe a second one I might have gone with that. But I don't like either card. I don't know which one's gonna fit your deck better, and I'm trying to pick it from there. But yeah, it's more of a later game kind of thing. It's whatever. Can get with that. Here you took a papercraft equid. You remember this pick? Yeah, seems fine. I mean, it's better than anything else here. And you don't have a lot of twos, so I will add it to the deck, even though it's very filler. So, yeah, I mean, Bamboo Grove Archer's fine. I just think that, like, at this point, we're not looking to be super aggro. You know? I don't see it. Like, I would think this hot shot mechanic just looks horrible. And really, all your other cards play fine with the plan. This thing can come down and block or kill a flyer and, like, kind of getting some bigger creatures going on in the mid game. Got a moths to fly, Weaver to get value. Like, I don't think it looks bad. I just don't think it looked really like an aggro deck here. Here you take Grafted Growth. That seems fine. We're not looking too aggro, so the suit, man. I mean, we could maybe I would take Scoured Barrens, but this fixes just as much, and you have communes to find it. Sure. Not a lot to say about that pick. We're not ramping into anything. Seems like a card we probably don't want to play, but, who knows. Another Emergence. Starting to like those a little bit less. You can maybe count them as 5 drops a bit, but, put it in, but not the best. It is a top of your curve, but it's more of an aggressive card. He grabbed a Flame Discharge. Yeah, I mean, that could end up getting played. We have some removal, but it's not a lot. And several things that, what is it called? Modify. I would have taken the careful consideration over the ace, but no big deal. I'm not going to add the ace in. If you played it because you needed a 2 drop, that's fine, but it's not going to dictate my picks. Here we're first picking Befriending Moths. Man. I don't know. I don't like it. Second copy. I mean, you got a lot of fours, but these don't really want to come down on 4. I like the guide bot, I think, or even the intervention. I mean, the deck can play befriending. It's a weird deck. What I mean by that is, like, it's got stuff to put on the board, but it's not like it's not really aggressive or anything. So I guess the way I kind of see it playing out is you're putting stuff on the board you're willing to trade with or whatever, because they're pretty replacement level stuff here in the early game, and then you're gonna kind of get bigger card out. And it's nice, that this has vigilance. Plays well exactly with the emergence. That's in the later game, though. I mean, that's like this is going to be like your 5 mana play into your 6 mana play. It's not like ideal, but it might be what you're doing here, I guess. You know, I probably would have just grabbed intervention, try to find my way into the later game with that, but we're a guide bot for some card advantage. But I can see how the moths could fit into the deck. I don't like this pick. I think this card is garbage, and you have a lot of stuff at that mana. I would either take Reliquary, Commune, or even another Bamboo Archer. You've got a couple 3 artifacts if you play this guy. I quite like the Reliquary. That's what I'm taking. I mean, you're a 2-color deck. You've got a lot of things that can get you lands. So, like, playing that is like maybe land number 16 or something, or maybe is land number 17. Basically, you get to play it as a land that is also a spell. Depending on how much more stuff you get, it kind of is land as well. And I see this deck kind of as a little bit grindier. It's not just going to run somebody over, I don't think. So I like the land there. I like this. Naturalist is very good. It makes a lot of your stuff cheaper. So that's extremely good pick here. And I think I've forgotten to put stuff into the deck. That's my fault. Now the Mentor I didn't put in because I don't think we're going to play it. That's why I didn't put that in. Here we took Coiling Stalker. This stood out to me is like a bad pick over. I mean, I would rather have this. I think as 2-mana play, and then the Yamazaki's nice. I think I would just take the Yamazaki guy here. I'm just not seeing this thing as even as good as the Era. And I don't think you're hurting for 2-drops enough to pick either one over in Eureka. But we took the Stalker. Fade. I like this pick. I like it more than Fall. And we definitely want some more interaction. That's what we're looking for. I mean, this seems closer to me than the other bearer pick. We don't want a third befriending. We're not really ramping at all. So, I mean, the Tanuki would be like really unfortunate to have to cycle it. And obviously not the best top end card. So really the only other thing would be like a safekeeping versus this. And I think I'm pretty much fine with this pick. I don't like the card, but I don't think anything else fits the deck. Tanuki could be fine. This is nice. A good 2-mana play here. Jukai Trainee, better than anything else here. Likely better than some of the stuff we have. Not sure if we play this. I didn't really look at your build too much. It seems like one I wouldn't really want to play, but I mean, you did mention that you were going more aggressive. So maybe it got in there. I mean, you can see like you're getting these communes. Might play them all, but I would have just rather had that arrest. Safekeeping. I think that's a playable card potentially. Doubt we play that thing, so I'm not going to pull it in. All right, so basically this draft is done. Scroll through here. I mean, I guess I can throw him back over here just to make sure I'm not. Yeah, I think I have most of the stuff I would want to consider in your pile. This is 30 cards. I didn't even look at how you built it. So I don't know. But like I would be thinking, I don't really need these 1-drops. This is probably the weaker 2. If you wanted to play all the aggressive stuff, like I would cut the Grove Archer, I might cut it anyways. I don't know how much stuff we have that needs you to have enchantment. Some of these 2-drops are going to have to go back. This doesn't look like, I mean, we have the Weaver that pumps all enchantments. But besides that, I don't see a lot of things that like require enchantment. So it's like kind of just play your better cards out. Yeah, I don't even think that the one toughness just really bothers me on this guy to the point where I think he's worse than most two drops. Yeah, I don't know about the suit. I don't know about the Goshintai. I think I like both of these. It's kind of like your big game. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. I'm gonna try to play both the moths. And I think just play all the communes. So that was 2-4. We don't have anything hiding real far away, do we? 2-4. It's 10 cards. So that puts us at 20. We have to add back in probably two drops and or one drops. I guess two of these you might some more enchantment creatures. This thing's probably fine. I don't really want to play Dragonfly Suit. Let's take that out. I also don't really want to play the Shrine. I just don't think it fits in the deck really. I mean, it's okay, I guess. The paper decoy seems weak. Oh, it is nice to have things to commune into that aren't just lands. So that means this thing, and then maybe the Shrine. Grafted Growth, I don't think it's doing anything. So, well, I don't think we can fill it just with all pieces of crap. I think we do need to play that, and I would probably play the safekeeping. This would be 16 lands with 3 communes. This would probably be my build. We're very close to it. Again, this is probably better that I didn't, see exactly what you built. That's probably how I would build it. But I think there was enough differentiation in some of the picks that this would be useful for you. And I'll end this one right there.